I'm Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. Here's our Bears Now rundown today. Caleb Williams visit details emerging as he has come and gone from his top 30 visit in Chicago. Let's explore Odunze versus Malik Nabers. Who would you rather have? What direction should the Bears go in if somehow both are available? Or could the Bears trade down for Brian Thomas Jr., the other LSU receiver? Lots to dive into, lots of draft stuff here on today's show. We're also in the midst of an April subscriber battle here at Chat Sports. Two top channels from the last couple of months, Raiders Report, Bears Now, trying to take down Mitch and his minions over there at the Raiders Report. Let's get some more subscribers. It is free Bears content to hit the subscribe button. Hey, if you want to come back in a week and unsubscribe because you're not a fan of the show, that's all good. But give us a shot. It's free. We're not going to charge you a dime. All right. Let's get into the show. Caleb visit details emerging here. We had a few that came in last night, but more have dropped today as that visit officially came to an end last night. Do want to kind of dive into what we know. They did go on a Tuesday dinner at Sophia Steak out in Lake Forest. Let us know in the comments if you've been there. Scale it 1 to 10, how good it is. Bear staffers were there, some high-level ones in the front office, some players were there, which I think is pretty significant as well. And then on Wednesday, he and some other guys they brought him for top 30 visits were at Halas Hall, touring the building, kind of seeing what's up. And then Caleb left Chicago. And here's what we know for sure among the players that were there. I told you guys we would tell you once we found out more information. Well, per Albert Breer, two names that he just dropped were DJ Moore, which I like a lot, Tyreek Stevenson, who I think is emerging as a young leader, and several others. Who knows who those players are? They attended the dinner with Caleb Williams per Albert Breer. And I think DJ Moore being there is big, and I think it's important. He, of course, was very vocal about wanting to keep Justin Fields in Chicago, and for good reason. He had a career year. He's been through a lot of different quarterbacks in his career. We all understand that, but it's also very important for him as a young leader, as the number one receiver, 1A now if you want to count Keenan Allen, obviously, to turn the page and, become buddies with Caleb Williams, who is going to be this team's quarterback. So I think putting a name to a face is always good, and these guys need to build that chemistry. And look, him and Justin built it quickly. Hopefully that can happen here as well, as getting that connection going on and off the field is going to be vital to this offense's success. Some more information here. Ian Rapoport saying potential number one overall pick. Caleb Williams made his top 30 facility visit to the Bears today. He was in town for dinner last night as well. Likely his only visit as Chicago hones in. I think that part's pretty significant. It doesn't sound like he's even going to visit other teams. Maybe he decides to visit Washington, but I would be pretty surprised if I'm being honest. Jordan Schultz adding this as well of Bleacher Report. He says, Williams, I'm told, made an excellent impression on not only the staff and front office, but the entire organization as a whole. The visit should further solidify him as the number one overall pick. And look, I've said it for a little while, just more breadcrumbs kind of proving what's going to happen. It'll be official in 21 days. Mike Florio even threw out there that technically the Bears are allowed to sign him before the draft if both sides come to an agreement and that they decide to draft him number one. Now, that has not happened since the new CBA in 2011, so I doubt that takes place. But we all know where this is heading. Whether you like it or not, I think most people are on board at this point. But Caleb Williams will be a Chicago Bear, and it's only a matter of time, and that time is 21 days. Now, what jersey number will Caleb Williams wear in Chicago? I think it's pretty significant that it has not been announced yet that Keenan Allen is wearing 13. So maybe that means that they're saving it for Caleb, or maybe Tyler Scott somehow keeps that number. Who knows? But what jersey number do you think Caleb will end up wearing in Chicago? I would guess 13, but predict it for us down in the comments. All right, another big draft visit today as Caleb's wrapped up yesterday at Rome. Odunze in the building at Halas Hall, having his top 30 visit in Chicago. So you're seeing these start to trickle through as these teams are bringing in top prospects. This photo, of course, from the NFL Combine as they were dapping each other up. And look, I think they've probably texted some. Maybe they overlap. Maybe Rome got in on Wednesday before Caleb flew out. Who knows? But I do know this. Most mock drafts that you see nationally, have the Bears getting Caleb at 1 and Rome at 9. Now, we don't know how it's going to play out. Maybe Rome goes higher than Malik Nabers. Maybe, the Bears don't take him. Who the hell knows? But we all know that adding another receiver is definitely a real possibility, and Rome Odunze out of the top 3 guys, including MHJ and Nabers, seems like the most likely to fall to Chicago at number 9. So we'll see if that plays out. We'll explore Rome Odunze versus Malik Nabers in just a few moments, as there's some news on Nabers with the Bears as well. But I do want to tell you guys first about today's sponsor. That is Game Time. Getting the best tickets for the best prices available has never been easier than it is with the Game Time app. Download it today. Search Game Time in your app store. Use promo code ChatSports to get $20 off, because there's nothing more frustrating than having a difficult time purchasing your tickets. I know a lot of you guys that watch our show, maybe you're not the best with technology. Maybe you're used to getting physical tickets. Well, that's just not reality anymore. It's all online. It's all digital. That's where Game Time simplifies it for you. They show you the best deals available. You can purchase your tickets with your Venmo balance if you want to. They're going to show you the exact vantage point, and they're going to tell you step by step when you purchase this ticket how you get it and how you present it when you get to your event, whether that's a White Sox game, a Cubs game, a Bulls game, a Bears game during football season, a concert, anything else. It is easy, and you can buy tickets with Game Time minutes before the event starts, and you're going to get it in time to get into that arena. So again, download the Game Time app right now. Search Game Time in your app store, or you can click the link in the comments and description. It'll redirect you to your app store. Plug in the promo code ChatSports once you create your account, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase. Take advantage. It's Game Time. Trust me, you are not going to regret it. Okay, David Kapman of ESPN 1000. He also dropped the nugget that Malik Nabers has already had his top 30 visit with the Chicago Bears. There's been kind of a debate among Bears fans who's the better player, Malik Nabers, Rome Odunze, who's the better fit, and the answer to those questions could actually be different. I think Malik Nabers is a slightly better prospect. I don't think there's a huge gap. There's certain things that would give Rome the advantage, like he's a bigger player, obviously. You could probably do some more red zone stuff with him if you wanted to. But I just think with Nabers' explosiveness, I think it's a little bit better than Rome's. Overall, I think he could have a slightly bigger impact right away, although I do expect both to hit the ground running in the NFL. But you could argue Odunze's fit with the Bears is better because Nabers is kind of similar to DJ Moore, and Rome gives you that true X body where he could be your X wide receiver with Keenan Allen in the slot and DJ Moore as your Z. Now, Malik Nabers, I think, is pretty likely to be gone before the Bears pick at 9 because there's been reports from Dane Brugler and others that some teams in this draft have Nabers higher than Marvin Harrison Jr. So if that's true, I'd be shocked if he made it to 9. I don't think Odunze is in the conversation in draft circles for wide receiver 1 in this draft, but Nabers appears to be. So, the likelihood is if someone gets to 9 out of those top 3 receivers, Odunze would be that guy. But let's just play devil's advocate. Let's say somehow both of them are on the board, or maybe the Bears trade up and both are available. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Rome Odunze, or would you rather have Malik Nabers? Type RO for Odunze, MN for Nabers. I'd be thrilled with either. I like Nabers a little bit more, but Odunze could, be a better fit if he reaches his potential. So sound off in the comments and make your choice. If the Bears decide to trade down, which again, they should only explore that if the top 3 receivers are gone. I think if one of them is there, they should pick him. But let's say they are gone and the Bears do get some offers. How about trading down for Brian Thomas Jr.? This is random, but I literally had a dream last night that the Bears did this. They traded down for Brian Thomas. So I was like, okay, we'll talk about it. It's a somewhat realistic scenario, and we've talked about Thomas a little bit here. He's very good. I think he's wide receiver 4 in this draft. Some would say Adonai Mitchell out of Texas, but I would lean Brian Thomas Jr. I think he showed a little bit more consistency and is a little bit more of a home run hitter as a vertical threat. And I think especially with the Bears already having 2 proven reliable receivers, like I'll take that home run threat and Brian Thomas as my number 3 X receiver, which would be just a great fit. It really, really would. Now, he's not as good as Rome. He's not as good as Nabers, but he's just a notch down. Like, I think in a lot of drafts, he'd be the first or second receiver taken. Like, last year, he could have maybe been the top receiver off the board. He really could have. So, he's very good. He'd be a great fit if you traded down to the mid-teens, snagged him, and picked up a second-round pick or something like that. So, I certainly wouldn't be opposed to that. Again, I wouldn't do it if one of the top 3 receivers is there at 9, but if they're gone and you don't love the board and you want to move down a few spots, get some extra capital, then Brian Thomas certainly wouldn't be a bad plan B. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. We will continue to keep you guys in the loop with the latest Chicago Bears news and rumors. 3 weeks away from the NFL draft. This is the time to join the channel.